Our last project of the term is probably one of the most exciting to work on. When you download the assignment instruction, there's a long introduction to the project. Make sure you read through the whole introduction. There's a lot of great information in here, especially information about the book, The Evidence Demands a Verdict. But this project is going to take a look at when performing a hypothesis test, we make an assumption in order to perform it. And then we use that assumption to calculate the probability of your test results and decide whether or not we can accept this hypothesis or we have to reject it. The more likely the results, the more readily we accept that null hypothesis. This project is going to take a look at 8 prophecies from the Old Testament and how Jesus fulfilled those prophecies in the New Testament and compares that evidence against the null hypothesis that Jesus is not the Messiah. When we do that, we end up with an incredibly small probability that's going to be very fascinating to take a look at. You can see a copy of Josh McDaniel's book, The Evidence Demands a Verdict, in Science Speaks, published by Moody Press. There is a link to it in the Week 8 folder. That's a typo in the project. It should say in the Week 8 folder. So, on page 2, you can see all the Old Testament prophecies listed and the New Testament fulfillments listed. For the actual project itself, in Discussion Board 2, you are going to post a thread that, number 1, you type out each Old Testament prophecy with the verse reference followed by the New Testament verse with the fulfillment after it. You must type out the entire verse to get full credit for this one. Number 2, I want you to look at the 8 prophecies and their fulfillment and tell me which ones spoke to you the most, and write 150 words or more about this verse and your thoughts on it. And then number 3, the interesting one, is that these prophecies and their fulfillment are definitely evidence that Jesus is the Messiah. However, people have different opinions on whether or not this is absolute proof. So the question is, do you believe that these verses alone prove that Jesus is the Messiah? You need to write 250 words on your opinion on this, and be sure to explain the reasoning behind your thinking. I want your honest opinion, and all thoughtful opinions will receive full credit on this as long as you meet the word credit requirements. That post, typed out in the discussion board, not as an attachment. If you put an attachment, you will lose points. That part, questions 1, 2, and 3, are due on Saturday. This is a discussion board post that cannot be submitted late. So make sure you get it submitted by Saturday night at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. Then by Monday, you need to submit replies to at least 2 classmates, and your replies must be at least 50 words each. My tips for you as you fill out this project to get full points: first, begin your study of these scriptures with prayer. Ask God to guide you, give you wisdom, and teach you through this process. Second, pay very close attention to the word count. The most points lost on this project are because people do not meet the word count requirements. And third, do not miss the Saturday deadline. Let me know if you have any questions, and good luck.